welcome at the Soul of Wealth live show. And today we are going to do this show in English. Brigitte van Tuijl and I talked about it. What shall we do? Shall we do Dutch? Shall we do English? And we decided to do it in English. So be surprised by this beautiful, beautiful guest, Brigitte van Tuijl. When I think of Brigitte, she always touched my soul with, she says, there's no limit how good it can get. You don't have to compromise. You can put yourself first and still have no limit how to grow your business, fulfill your life. And a few weeks ago, she posted a content about, I don't track numbers. And I thought, oh my God, shit. You see, there she got me again. Because in my head, there's often this voice, well, as a good entrepreneur, you should track your numbers. You should know what the numbers are. In order to grow, so this self-talk in my head is going like a running voice telling me what to do. So when Brigitte shares something like that, she always touches my soul. And I think, oh my God, thank you so much. Thank you so much for sharing this with us, because this is what we all need to hear. And also the leaders I work with need to hear this. So this is a show you are going to enjoy. Thank you, Brigitte, for being here. And let me start with the first question. Mm-hmm. How is a rich life, a fulfilling life, looking for you? What is that for you?
Well, first of all, thank you for your super kind words and for inviting me to be on your show. I'm honored and happy to be here. And yeah, for me, it's all about freedom. The freedom to be who I am, the freedom to express myself exactly as I want to express myself, and the freedom to do what I want, when I want, because I want to. That, to me, when these ingredients are present, that to me is a fulfilling life. And then as a bonus, in being true to myself and in doing what I love, I also inspire others and work with others and impact others. And that is a bonus on top of it. But that for me is a fulfilling life. Yeah. Yes.
It instantly touches a conversation I had yesterday with 5 of my clients. It was all about that there's not trusting, a second guessing about, does it work then? Do I make money? Do I really make the impact I want to make? Am I allowed to have the space and the freedom for myself? And will it work for my business? Because, yeah, there's this voice in your head that says, well, you should do this or that. And what we found out, that all the leaders had a problem with their planning, for instance. Like all is full, jam-packed plans, schedule is full, planning is full. We constantly think we have to do something. So when I hear you say to have the freedom when I want, what I want, can you tell something about that, how it works, and that it works if you give yourself trust and permission?
Yes. Well, it's interesting because I just 2 days ago, I sent my latest book that's called The Happy Hermit, How to Thrive as an Introvert Entrepreneur. I sent that to my editor. And so I just read through all these kinds of questions. And yes, and wait, let me go back. So many years ago, I noticed, because, okay, now I want to say so many things at the same time. Let me just take a breath. And and then in my enthusiasm, I want to say everything at the same time, but that's not working.
We don't recognize anything. We don't recognize.
No. So yeah, I'm super introverted, which means that I need a lot of time alone to recharge. It does not mean that I'm shy. That's often what people think introversion means. No, I'm a loudmouth. I'm not shy, but I am super introverted. So in my business, what I always struggled with for years, I struggled with, because I was working as a coach, still am, but the only thing I offered for years was private coaching. And because I needed so much time alone, I always had this cycle of I either had enough clients, but then I didn't have enough time for myself. And then I lowered the amount of clients. But then, of course, since that was my only source of income, my income dropped. And then I had financial stress. I did have enough time for myself, but then I had financial stress. So then I took on more clients, etc., etc. That cycle went on for years. And I did learn how to leverage my time and how to leverage my income. So I learned about group programs and online programs and making products. So I had all these options that allowed me to make more money while working less. And still, my schedule was too full. And I realized that when I was working with my coach, I had just switched from working in Dutch to working globally in English, and I was working with my new coach. And I always said to her when we were talking about my plans or things, I said, wait a minute. My inner hermit is not happy about what we're talking about now. It feels too busy. It feels like too much. So we need to make changes. And then in November, I remember correctly, in November 2012, we were talking about my goals for 2013. And the goals sounded exciting. But then when we started to look at the things that I needed to do to reach those goals, I could just feel myself. And I said, no.
Contract.
Yes, I'm not doing this. I am done being a crappy hermit. I choose to be a happy hermit instead. And so what we looked at was, so how many appointments do I want to make per week maximum? Because I wanted so much more time for myself. And I came up with eventually with 4 appointments per week maximum. That included everything: coaches with my own calls with my own coach, all coaching sessions with my clients, group calls, sales conversations, if I have to call my bookkeeper, whatever. It's all included in those 4 appointments. Wow. Maximum per week. So that's what I decided. And 2 things happened. The first thing that happened the moment I decided that was that I felt so much freedom. The second thing was what happened was that all those questions that you just mentioned, is it possible? Will I be able to make enough money? Will I be able to grow my business? Is it going to work? What will my clients think? I mean, I'm a coach. I love people in moderation. When I work with too many people or when I interact too much, then I kind of hate all of humanity. And I want everyone to leave me alone and to fuck off.
I love that you say that. I love that you say that. This is radical permission. To tell yourself, to allow yourself to express, I don't like people if it's too much. Oh my God, I need for this.
Yeah. But I was afraid that maybe people would think, wow, so you are a coach who isn't really into people? I'm not going to hire you. I'm going to someone else. I didn't know how people would react, but I still decided I am going to give myself this freedom. So that's what I did. I was very strict in the amount of appointments I made. So you would think that I would be so happy because basically all of my life, I didn't have enough alone time. That was just almost since the day I was born. So you would think that I would be over the moon happy now that I had this schedule. I wasn't, because now all the bullshit stories that had kept me from allowing myself more freedom before came up. And these were stories like, and I think you and your clients here, people in this group will recognize it as well. First of all, the money. When you start to work less or you do less, can you then make more money? Because that's what we all learned, action equals money. If you want to make more money, you have to do more. If you want to achieve more, you have to do more. I was doing the opposite. I wanted to achieve more, but I wanted to do less. And I started, all these stupid ideas around productivity came up. Every single day, and sometimes several times per day, I thought, I should be more productive. Now I have all this time. What am I doing with it? I'm staring out the window. I'm taking a walk. I'm reading a book. I could be creating 2 new programs in the time. Why? I should be more productive. I should do more with my time. It felt like I was wasting my time, and I felt guilty. And all these things, all these thoughts came up. And let's take it one step before that. I could only now, because even though I already knew in a practical sense how it could be possible to grow my business and reach more people while working less and making less appointments, I still wasn't doing it. Why? Because I did not fully accept the part of me that needed so much alone time. Because I thought that perhaps there was something wrong with me. And so that was really the first step I had to take. So for people who are listening to this now and who think, yeah, I would like to have more freedom in my business, how can I do that? Well, first of all, give yourself permission to be more free. Second of all, accept the fact that that is what you want, because there could be some judgments. And for me, the judgment was, well, I think that perhaps there's something wrong with me because I need so much alone time. And for others, there can be other judgments. But if there are judgments, accept yourself and accept your desire. Give yourself permission to want what you want and to receive it. And thirdly, know that the moment you give yourself more freedom, you enter a detox phase. That's what I call it. You are detoxing. You will start to detox from all the doubts and stories and beliefs that you have around your self-worth, around time, around work, around money, around productivity. All the stories and beliefs you took on around any of those topics, they will come up. They will come up. And I see it in all my clients as well, because they all want to have more freedom, and then they create more freedom, and then they start feeling guilty.
Yeah.
And they start feeling weird.
Way to lead yourself through it, through all those judgments, thoughts, feelings and emotions around shame and guilt, and if I don't have enough money, what will people think? Because I know, of course, the thoughts myself, but I also heard them yesterday from my clients that they think, okay, I feel guilty and ashamed for who I am because I don't make the money at the level I know I can make. And what will other people think? And other people are the spouses, the partners, the real close people. Like, a lot of shame and guilt is there. So is there a special way for you that you lead yourself through those times, those judgments?
Yeah, I think the most important thing is self-love and self-acceptance. Fully, and including fully accepting and welcoming even, because what can happen is when you notice that you feel ashamed or when you notice that you feel guilty, then you can judge those feelings or those thoughts. Then you can start thinking, I should know better, or I help my clients love themselves more. And here I am blaming myself. I should know better. I should yeah, no.
No.
Just everything you feel is valid. There is nothing wrong with that. So self-love and self-acceptance. I think those are the two major, major themes.
Yeah.
And when it comes to the mindset stuff, the beliefs that you have, I'm really, and I think you are too, I'm a big fan of journaling.
Yeah.
To really journal it out and to write down what exactly am I afraid of, for example, and then why do I think this, and is this something I really believe? And when you just write down everything that comes up, you almost always start to see that you took on beliefs, you still believe them, but at the same time you know that, yeah, no,
Not my truth.
it's not my truth.
Not
No.
my truth.
And it's very easy when something makes you feel heavier, it's not your truth. When something makes you feel lighter, it is your truth.
Yeah.
And what makes me feel lighter might be something different than what makes you feel lighter. I mean, what makes me feel lighter is when I am alone most of my time. Someone else might feel heavy because that's not what's true for them. So always pay attention to that. What
Yeah.
makes you feel heavier? What makes you feel lighter? And when you gave the example of tracking your numbers, what you recognized, I've been trying to track my numbers because I didn't really succeed. So, and I was like, what? I mean, I'm smart. Of course I can track my numbers. Why am I not doing it? Well, because
It feels
it's
so
not my
heavy.
thing. But you know, when you hear often enough that you should track your numbers, and and another thing that they say you should track is when you try a new marketing strategy, for example, that you should track your results so that you can see if it's working. Well, fuck me. Oh my God. No, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing
Yeah.
that.
No.
I just don't. So, you know, and recently someone asked me, so what are your most effective marketing strategies? And I said, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Things with writing or something, my newsletter, I think. I'm not sure. And she said, oh, you don't track that? And I said, no.
Yeah.
And she said, so how do you know when you need to change course? I said, well, my intuition tells me
From within. Yeah.
from within. That's all I need. Even when you do track it, no one really knows. I mean, if tracking your numbers would guarantee that you were successful, then every business would be successful. And that's just not true.
That's not just true. What I discovered is I studied as practitioner for this development disorder for children,
Mm-hmm.
and what I see that a lot of creators, artists, writers, leaders, coaches have a preference for the right brain, and the whole industry is basically based on the left brain qualities.
Yes.
And they are overrated as the truth. But back to the right brain is not understood. So that is why a lot of people I work with have a preference for the right brain. And in
Yes.
their childhood, they are told that that's not the way, that will not going to work. You have to be different. You cannot make money by being yourself, by thinking a special way. So they force themselves into the left brain strategies
Yeah.
and they fail at that. But even though they fail at that, they force themselves into them because they think they have to. And I recognize it
Yeah.
myself. I recently, last year in summer, I had a big breakthrough in my numbers. And from that, I thought, oh my God, now it's possible to scale up and expand and all the things. But now I have to da 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 da.
Yeah.
So I've started to shift strategies in my team. They didn't work I shifted strategies in my way of being, in my expression. They didn't make me happy. So after a few months, I thought, oh my God, I don't like my own business anymore. And then I had to radically, and that's what I hear in your story as well, radically allow yourself, give yourself freedom and give yourself permission to do and be it your way.
Yes.
So that's what I did as well. So I recognize all you say. And yeah, I think that it's underestimated, the function of the brain. We often have it talk about mindset, but we don't talk about the qualities and the potential and the power of each part of your brain.
Mm-hmm.
And there is so much in it. So if you give yourself permission to be the one that you were rejected for in your past.
Yes.
Do what feels right for you, but were rejected for in the past. It will go and work. It will go and work. So I love all the things that you say. And do you recognize that you felt different as a child? Do you?
Oh yes. Oh yes. I think that I always looked at what the grown-ups were doing and I didn't understand a thing. I did not understand it. I looked at them and I was like,
huh?
Well, that's not how I'm going to live when I'm grown up. Nope. And in fact, until I was 30, I think, I felt like an alien. I thought, well, I don't know, when my soul came to this planet, I took a wrong turn somehow. And instead of going to the right and ending up on some paradise planet where everything is blue or something, I ended up here. No, I don't belong here. That's really what I felt for the longest time. I don't belong here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what I see with myself and with my clients, that it's hard to believe that because you are different, you are going to make the money, or you are leading your business to a success, or you can have the life you really want. So is there a secret that you can reveal to, that people can recognize themselves in, that difference is actually what people are going to choose you for, that is in alignment, that's the way to attract all you want in life? Is there a secret?
I don't think that there's a secret, but I can tell you why I believe that this is how it works. And perhaps that might help someone who hears this believe this too, because what I now believe is that the more you are true to who you really are, the more everything in your life and your business flows. And what I've seen in myself and what I see in my clients as well is that every time we grow to a new level, it is never about learning new things. It is always about becoming even more true to yourself. Always. But that's what I believe now, but that's not what I believe. That's what I wanted to believe many years ago, but I didn't believe it then. So, there will be people here now who think, yeah, well, that sounds nice, but I just don't believe it yet. But maybe this might help you, because what helped me to start to believe this is, first of all, that I experienced it. But yeah, before you experience it, you don't know yet. But what I did always believed in was that each and every one of us has a purpose. And that purpose is always to contribute to life and to others in some kind of way. We all contribute, and so you can contribute in several ways. You can contribute through the work that you do, or through the kind of daughter you are, or through being a parent, or but when you look at it, when you look at how nature works, or the universe. Everything has its place. Everything is connected. The littlest animals or plants have a function. They serve. How do they serve? By being what they are supposed to be.
That's supposed to be.
And why would it be any different for humans? The universe doesn't make mistakes. So everything that makes you you, that is on purpose. Everything, every part of your personality, the color of your eyes, where you are born, everything is meant to be like that, so that you can make your contribution. How do you make your contribution? By simply being who you are. That's how you make your contribution. And why is it that, like, a monkey doesn't have to prove that he's worthy to eat a banana, and they don't have to work for it? They just climb a tree and pick it and eat it. Humans are the only living beings who have this whole story and concept that you apparently need to prove that you are worthy to be able to live somewhere or to survive and get food. You need to do something for that. It's weird. It's fucking stupid.
It's stupid and weird. That's what I believe too. And that's why I asked about secret, because that's what people think. That's what people think, that there's a secret, but there's only one secret. And I noticed when you started talking about this truth that my eyes wanted to close, to soak it all in, like, this is what I believe true. This is my truth as well. So I felt like, oh yeah, give me more, give me more, give me more.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Brigitte, you have so much compelling stories, as well as truth, as well as wisdom. And I want people to attend on your work, your books, that you have written several books. So if they have more questions for you, or if they want to know more about you and your wisdom and your knowledge, that they can reach out to you for your books, your work, whatever. Because I think that what you share here with us, that's something that could make me feel frustrated, like this needs more people to know. This is so much wisdom for so much more people. How would they become more happy, more fulfilled? How would their life go different? Because they align with who they really are, with their truth, who are they truly being. So thank you for this, Brigitte. I really, really loved this conversation, and I hope it will contribute as well. Is there one thing that is in your mind or in your heart or in your soul that you say, oh my God, when I saw forward to the show, this is what I really wanted to express or to tell or to share? Is there one nudge that you want to share?
Yes. That is that we talked about, how really all you have to do is completely be yourself. And what I see, it sounds so simple, but then it becomes complicated, because people then start to think, yeah, okay, but so what do I do with my business model, or how do I do this? And so really, you don't have to think about any of that. All you have to do is pay attention for every action you take and for every decision you make. All you have to do is take a moment to connect inwards and ask yourself, if I fully trusted that everything always worked out for me, that I always had enough money, and that everything is always okay, then what would I really want? Because then you catch those moments where you, for example, let's say that you create a new group program and you somehow picked up the belief that in your group programs you should offer live days. I don't know, whatever. And then maybe you start to design your group program and you include 2 live days. And maybe it doesn't feel right, but that's just the way you do it. No, before you create that program and before you deliver it or sell it even, take a step back. If I gave myself permission to do this exactly as I want to do it, what would it look like then? And then maybe you wouldn't include live days. Maybe the price would be different. Maybe you wouldn't even create a group program to begin with. So you don't have to think about the big picture. You don't have to have it all mapped out. The only thing you have to do is, before you do anything or before you make a decision, always go back to yourself. What is it you really want? If everything was possible, you feared nothing, and you gave yourself permission to do whatever you wanted, then what would you do? And then do that.
Oh, wow. This is so rich. This is so beautiful. I love it. Even though I know all you tell,
Yeah.
it still resonates on a deeper level in me. Like sometimes we forget that we have to give ourselves permission to do it our way. Yeah, it's a beautiful one. Thank you so much.
And thank you too.
Yeah, I really love it. So this is what it leaves me with the silence in me. And yeah, if you want to reach out to Brigitte, please do, Brigitte van Tuijl. And I really love your tagline, the art of divine selfishness. And I really believe that there's a purpose and a meaning that we connected for this conversation, that a lot of people needed to hear this. Thank you so much, Brigitte. Thank you so much.
Pleasure. My pleasure.
Thank you everyone for being here, and we see each other in another episode of the live show.